Alright, hello everyone. This is Ayron Chuayng, and I am going to be posting a video about Frostpunk. I'm choosing to do this because I understand it's coming onto console in a few days, and I figured for anybody on the fence who wanted to decide if they really wanted to invest in this game or not, I would provide my insight. So, the first thing I'm going to say is that this game on the harder levels of difficulty can become a bit of a slog, or really, actually, it becomes quite formulaic is probably the best way to describe it. So you sort of lose the potential for real strategy, but I'm going to be playing on kind of medium level difficulty here, and I think that still affords plenty of strategy. I think most people getting into the game will certainly enjoy it the most like that. This is a game that I put 63 hours into. I owned it slightly after its release, and it's one that I come back to semi-periodically. So that's at least a first consideration for how much money or if you're willing to spend any money on it. I like survival games, and I like that this one is so involves setting policy and doing research. Alright, call this Ayron's Empire, because Empire is shorter than Kingdom. Pause it. Immediately start. So we'll go with emergency shift, maybe. So these are the policies. Book of Laws. It's policies you implement. So for this emergency shift, you can force workers in any facility to work for the next 24 hours. But the cons of that are using the emergency shift will raise discontent, and discontent will rise slightly. It's really redundant, actually. So hope and discontent are the two things that you want to keep. You want to keep discontent low and hope high. And if you're doing that, your people are going to be content and they're not going to want to overthrow you. But if you fail to do that, you run the risk of being ousted. So the first thing I think I'm going to do, we got our resource. So let me start by this. The generator. This is the center of your city. It is a giant coal furnace. If this shuts off, the progressively colder and colder temperatures that will start to accost your city will eventually start killing your people and freezing your facilities and so forth. So they're not really going to be operable. Like, you're not going to be able to use the farming facilities, for example, and the medical facilities if they get too cold. So you need to keep this going to keep your city alive, and therefore you need fuel in the form of coal. I have, in the beginning, you're not really going to be building too many buildings, but you have these deposits of resources kind of all around you, as you can see. And these are going to be what's going to hold me over until I can start building buildings that'll cut this wood down, and that'll allow me to start mining the coal and the iron ore over here. And I got a reasonable area to work with here. I definitely have a lot of forest, and I think that's actually going to restrict my building in the near future. So population is important. I'll get into that as I start actually doing things here. The first thing I'm going to do is just going to assign like 5 people to this. Actually, I'll just assign 1. Max out on coal. And I'm going to max out on wood. I can max out on that. I'm going to... more wood. Alright, that should be good. So I'll have my people start gathering. I have 5 people left over, and I'm going to start a workshop, which will allow me to begin research. So I have a storm in 14 days, so I have 2 weeks to prepare for the coming storm. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to start doing an emergency shift on all of these that I have my people working at. Notice that that really raised my discontent down here. That emergency shift. This one too. It's going to rise it even higher. So that will slowly go down if you start taking care of their basic needs. And these are my different tabs for resources. I think... oh yeah, I gotta employ the engineers. So now the question is, what do I want to start researching? So if I start the beacon, it means I'll be able to start exploring the wasteland, which is definitely something I want to begin doing sooner rather than later. Although you don't necessarily always want to do that. It is, at least as I intend to play this game, something I want to do. Alright. Notice the morose music. You never really have happy music in this game. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll build 3 more for all 80 of my people. Building housing for these people. Any building not connected to a road. Need to build a road. Alright, so this is one of the ways you can lower discontent and raise hope, is you get the complaints from your people, and they're saying they have no roofs over their heads. So I'm going to provide shelter for everyone, since I already set down. I got the resources to do it, and I already set down the construction projects. And although I'm going to have to start having some of these people stop working, because they won't build anything until they're idle. Oh yeah, that. I will start the generator. So from this point on, the goal ideally should be never shut off that generator. Which it's not going to work out that way, but we do our best. Alright, I can introduce a new law. And I'm going to do the extended shift. And I tend to keep this one running in pretty much all my workplaces. So eventually your people just learn to deal with it. How many houses do I want? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. That's the one. Definitely want to get a medical post started, at least. And we're going to have to start worrying about our food situation, too. So we're about to complete our houses. There it is. Shelter promise fulfilled. Alright, I got the beacon built. Actually, let me look at my map here. Alright, so I have access to this. I don't really need to... But if I want to get to that iron over here, and I will need it in the future, I'm gonna have to cut through that wood. Or I'd rather not you know, waste that wood. Just building on top of it. It's a potential resource that I would rather not just see go to waste. Yeah, so we'll start research on the sawmill, and I will begin building the beacon. Find a suitable spot for that. Maybe over just over here. Nice. Okay. And I'm going to employ some of these other workers. Actually, I'll do that, and I got throw 5 of them into here. Okay. So for the rest of these, I'm going to start extending the shift. Which always makes your people a little discontent up front, but then they kind of come to. If you're good at managing their needs, their happiness, and so forth, it works out. Sometimes it's better to deny your people the satisfaction of something. Like, don't instantly build something that you know will make them happy, because it just makes them, they don't make the request for, you know, building houses or getting a certain type of food or having a certain amount of medical access or all these other things, and that results in you not being able to perform a work, you know, fulfill the request that they make to you, that will ultimately serve to bolster their confidence in you as a leader. Sometimes it works to hold, like, strategically hold off on gratifying their needs. One sick absence. I already got sick people, which isn't good, but this is why I have a medical post, and it's full. Oh no. Yeah, it is full. So I have 5 people out of 5. Beacon built. So now I'm going to organize although I need 5 citizens. So I have 3. So what I'm going to do is pull from here. Now I can do it. Alright, so this is the overworld map. This is where my little, I guess, miniature village right now, it's not even worthy of being called a city, much less an empire, is. And you get these options for where you could go. Ruined warehouse, snow-covered supplies, mountainside cave. I do know that these places tend to have certain tendencies for what they'll spawn. You'll often find people at the mountainside cave. And actually, you might be able... Yeah, sometimes the description will say there's smoke rising, and that's usually an indicator. That's an indicator that there is or isn't going to be people there. Yeah, this doesn't really say anything. So this is probably just resources. I'm going to try this one so that I get resources, because if I get too many people too early, and if I don't have enough food, I'm just going to get more hungry mouths to feed, which is really not going to help me. So I'm going to do faster gathering since I'm gathering so much. My number of sick has already gone down. Oh no. There's just 3 of them not being treated at the moment. So what I'm going to do Just have the people who just came off the shift start hunting for food. And I will do the soup. So we can cook soup instead of full meals to feed more people with the same amount of raw food. After introducing this law, another one can be passed after 18 hours. So, new recipe that does not consume as much food is available, but hope will fall slightly, discontent will rise slightly, and then eating soup will cause discontent in general. The alternative to this is sawdust meal, which the real trade-off here is, do you want people to get sick more, or do you want people to be discontent more? I tend to find that with my playstyle, having people discontent more is something that works out better. And now we'll switch. Yeah, it already automatically switched from standard meal to soup in my cookhouse, where food is made and distributed. The medical post is still healing 2 people, or helping them recover from illness. If I am going to get people in the near future, it might be a good idea for me to pre-game the house situation. So I might just do that. Although, it's going to require me to redesign this road a little bit. So I'll let the people do the work on that, and then I'll destroy the old section of road and put a new house in there. I actually might have... Nope, that's perfect. It'll do. So just in case I do find some people, I'm already going to have a few extra houses built. I don't really know if how crowded your people are contributes to how sick they are. So maybe it might help with my illnesses if they get to spread out a little bit and they're not quite as jam-packed, but I'm really not sure. The day starts again. Yeah, alright, so that is researched. I'm not going to do the steelworks yet, because actually I should get to work on building that sawmill, just so that we're cutting through the trees over here. If this is so far, so you see this little kind of shaded portion here, that's how much of your area is being warmed by your generator. So what I'm going to do, since my generator is not really warming that much, you can expand it a little bit using, well, you can develop heaters for individual buildings and steam hubs. I'm going to start work on a steam hub because we're about to have a temperature drop up here by 2 levels, and that's really going to be significant. And then after about 2 days, we're going to have a slight rise in temperature by 1 level. So I mean, give some, take some. Ultimately, the game world just inevitably gets colder and colder and colder. Alright, so this, I could do policies on child labor, laws on corpse disposal, which I'm probably not going to worry about that until people actually start dying, or I just start doing all these other ones, and I have really nothing else to select from. Radical treatment or sustained life is kind of a solution to how do you deal with people who are ill, like of a potentially terminal nature. And then the fighting arena keeps you people less discontent. So let me look at my discontent. It's actually not too bad. So I think I'm gonna deal, because I'm dealing with a couple of sick people. We got sustained life, which we can't cure the gravely ill, but we can at least keep them alive. We won't risk dangerous amputation with radical treatment. And down the road, you'll be able to help with this. by... What is actually the solution? I know there's a down the road. Keep alive but untreated medical post. Yeah, so the gravely ill will not be treated and remain a burden. The gravely ill will take up beds in medical posts. Or there's radical treatment. We'll try everything to cure the gravely ill, from invasive surgery to amputations. So basically you're like trying to get all your people working with this solution. The gravely ill will be treated in medical posts. Hope will rise slightly. 30% of the gravely ill treated in medical posts will be left as amputees. Discontent will rise slightly. There's a solution in the future in the with the factory building where you can build prosthetics, and that will allow these amputees to return to work as, you know, fully functional citizens. I can't remember what the long-term solution is to this, but I'm gonna do it. It's the one I know I tend to prefer, and I think it's a good time to build a second medical post, since they're gonna be crowding the medical posts and stuff once I start dealing with them. I don't have any gravely ill at this point though, which is good. And I have 15 people who are doing nothing. That is something to keep an eye on. Getting low on wood. Actually, they are going to be building this, but I got to build a road to it as well. Okay. Alright, wood crates depleted. So, I don't want to run out of coal, because that's getting a little low. Definitely need more wood. It's actually a really good time to build that. Oh, we just ran out over here. Alright, you know what? I'm going to build a second sawmill then, so that I can get to work gathering wood over here, because I'm already running out of my wood piles. That is definitely something to keep a really close eye on, because it can... If you don't have enough resources, especially if you're doing research, you run out of resources, and you know, you haven't even necessarily researched to build the building that you'll need to start gathering wood in another form. You've already kind of screwed your whole long-term strategy over. Alright, they have gotten to the warehouse. This little notification is that my scouts have gotten here. And 3 of the 4 walls are still standing, protecting a small stash of snow-covered supplies. You got wood and raw food. So we explore that. So we take the resources, and we can continue to this snow dune, which it doesn't look... There doesn't seem to be any indication of either resources or people at this location. I'm thinking I'm just going to have these guys run back here, drop off the supplies, and then make for the mountainside cave.
End of shift. Go rest all you can.
Throw my extra engineers into that place. Okay, so I'm almost done the steam hub. Oh, I gotta extend the work shift to this place. That way I have my people researching longer. That's really important. I actually kind of regret I didn't do that sooner, but the medical posts are open 24 hours a day, so you don't really have to worry about managing that. And you'll probably notice I'm like, oops. Scouts have returned. I'm going to send them on their way. You're probably noticing I can control the speed here, and you can pause it. Now that's a problem. So the frostbite, it's very cold when you're dealing with very cold conditions. The buildings will stop functioning, like I talked about, which these 3 here are not functioning. And these people are going to be exposed to the cold, so I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to build a gathering post over here, and it's going to hit all 3 of these spots. Gathering post will tend to keep your people a little bit warmer. Helps protect them. Perfect timing. Alright. Steam hub over here. That will keep that warm. Steam hub over here. So the thing to know about the steam hubs is they do consume more fuel. So yes, they'll keep your little outposts from your city core. They will keep those little outposts warmer, but they'll consume more fuel. So I have a bunch of children who really aren't doing anything right now. I'm going to build the child shelters, because down the road...
Hear me, hear me.
Oh, heaters too. I'll start the heaters. Child shelters will allow for... I'll build them close. You can put them to work either as assistants in the medical facilities or assistants to the engineers doing research. So I'm going to set this. I don't want this running 24 hours because then it's just burning coal unnecessarily. I'm going to set it to the working hours that I want this building to be working at. That has made my people happy too, building these child shelters, which is good. Note of thanks, yes. We just wanted to thank you. Back in London, it was only the wealthy that didn't have to send their kids to work. In this new world you're creating, we can see things will be different. It was the right thing to do. Hope will rise slightly, and you'll note my hope rises a little bit. So the whole premise for this game, I probably should cover that real quick, is that it's kind of an alternate, obviously it's an alternate reality, where people... Ooh, I'm running out of fuel over here. Get to work there. Where people... I'm actually going to throw a 24-hour shift on this too. Note the discontent rises. The premise of the game and the larger world is that the Earth is going into an ice cage during, roughly early industrial, well, maybe late industrial period, but roughly the industrial period. Technology is handled differently. There are these like automatons that you can get or make later in the game. They are really useful actually, and I'll probably cover that more when I actually get to them. But alright, so now I got heaters. So I'm going to raise the heat and put these buildings back to work, which will burn more coal, but at least get my people working. So I'll research hunter's gear, hopefully before evening starts. Nope. Someone died. Oh, in a work accident. Alright, well, then my next policy is going to have to be something about dealing with the dead. For now, the people are going to have to deal with it themselves, because... Oh, it's from the overwork. Yep. Nope. We have to make sacrifice to survive. It's for the whole city, so... deal with it. Sorry to say, you gotta deal with it. I'll throw my other 7 people into here. People are pretty discontent. I can hear them from up here. Alright, so we'll figure out this. So we can do cemetery. We will establish a burial ground so we can lay our dead to rest with dignity and respect. And this will allow me to build the cemetery. Hope will rise slightly, and then there's no risk of disease from unburied bodies. So if I don't do something to deal with this corpse that I have, eventually he's just going to get people sick. The alternative here is corpse disposal. We'll keep dead bodies out of the heat zone and cover them with snow. The cold will halt their decay. So down the road, essentially this is like the absolute survivalist strategy here. There's no real consideration for dignity or anything like that, but it results in you being able to use the old bodies later down the road for fertilizer in your farms. I'm going to go with this one because every time a person dies at the cemetery, counterintuitively, hope will rise slightly, and it means I'm not going to have to like micromanage the hope of my people. I'll just build it there. So people are happy that I made the decision. It's thrown my hope up, which is definitely good. Alright. And the discontent has dropped a little bit, which is great. Alright, so I got the hunter's gear, and now I want to start my tier 1 technologies because I'm going to need some better technology to make sure that I'm continuing to gain resources as I need them. This worker hut is keeping people pretty warm, and as they gather all these resources. So the worker hut, you tend to gather a little bit more slowly, but I mean, like I said, it keeps your people warmer and therefore not sick. Okay, so I have a number of options here. I just expanded the technology that I can start researching by opening my drawing boards here. I could do generator power upgrade. Allows us to raise the temperature in all heat zones by 1 level. I don't really need to do that now. The temperature is actually about to raise on its own in, I think, another day. Range upgrade probably will be good as I start to expand a little bit more, but I don't think I'm going to do that until I at least got more people in the city and I have to expand for my houses. I could do more scouts. That would mean I'd have more people exploring the game, the overworld, outside the city. I could build research new buildings to build. Steelworks is like a first tier one, but I'm not going to be able to get to that steel until I get through this wood over here, or I don't want to. I could build, again, as I think I said earlier, I could build a steel mill hill, but it would mean that I would destroy all this wood. So I don't really want to do that because I'm going to need the wood later. So wall drill, it's kind of an infinite way of generating wood, and you can build those. I saw a place where I could build one over here earlier. And that's just to ensure that you never run out of wood. Now the sawmill upgrade will allow me to gather wood faster, which I always find I tend to have a deficiency in wood, although I'm really doing okay right now. So I don't think I'm going to do that right now. Charcoal kilns means I can burn wood for more coal. Coal mining. Now there we go. This is definitely good, but I'll probably want more people. So unless I can pull people from somewhere... Yeah, you know what? We don't need this. I'm going to turn this building off. And I think I will start research on coal mining. Oh, nope, there's no people here. A short tunnel leads into a vast natural cave complex that seems to have been used as a warehouse. There are still some supplies here. And then on the verge of a collapse, this cave could collapse at any moment. It's no wonder it hasn't been turned into a permanent shelter. We'll take what we can and leave before we're trapped in here or worse. So I'm getting 50 wood and 16 food. Okay, so the other... So from here, I can't... And I could. It's just going to take 3 days to get all the way over there. There's no point. I'm going to go for the snow-covered supplies, because this doesn't really have any promise of anything, although I'm sure it would open up other areas after. I will send my scouts this way. Go back to my city. So I'm going to be bringing more wood, meaning my wood situation is actually really good right now. So what I'm going to do to make sure that I don't have people just fruitlessly, sitting around twiddling their thumbs, so I want to build some more buildings. If I'm going to have more people in the future, I'm going to need more houses. So I'm going to start work on those. There are 7 people who are not currently employed in any kind of work. They're the ones who are going to be building those houses. It's really good not to let your people just do nothing, I don't think you ever really want that to happen. have another option for Book of Laws. Ceremonial funerals. Loss of hope is lowered. So it doesn't actually raise hope, it just lowers loss of hope. Or I could set my children as medic apprentices or engineer apprentices. Here's the thing, engineer apprentices helps you get your technology faster, but once you've researched all the technology, they become useless at endgame. You will always have people who will always be sick even after you've researched all technology. Therefore, I think medic apprentices is the best choice for using your children who are in child shelters. I think I'll do that, and that will help start getting people who are sick back and working again. I already have... Nope, I got more people getting sick, so yeah, I think that was the right call. Okay. So in anticipation... Actually, I don't really think I should do that. People need more food. Things are warming up. So what I'm going to choose to do here, because of that, I really need coal. Okay. Is I'm going to turn off the heaters here. And I'm actually going to see if I can turn off both of the steam hubs. Well, one of them's already off. Let me try turning off this one. See how cold this building gets. Alright, that's actually a manageable temperature. Chilly is okay. People will get sick the colder it is. And I already got 10 people out of 10 people for the 2 medical posts that I have. So I don't really want more people getting sick, but I can work with that. So now to decide what I'm going to do next. Medical post upgrade. Healing people 10% faster. That's an option. But also warmer houses means people get sick less and are protected from severe cold. And I will probably need those when the storm comes in 9 days. So let's think. I need more food. So hot houses allow us to build hot houses. They supply you with your crops. That's the farming. Or more scouts. Which when my scouts return, they will be bringing food, actually, come to think of it. So the real question is, will I have enough food until then? I will. My guys in the hunters' huts will still continue gathering food every night. So I think that'll work to hold it off until my scouts get back. I'm gonna go, just because it's a really quick one, with that one. Okay, a child's plea. Captain, we found a boy citizen frozen to the bone in the cemetery next to a fresh grave. He must have been there for hours. He wants you to call an emergency meeting. He says that if you agree, his mother will wake up to attend it. So this is kind of one of the random little consequences. Every choice that you make has a little consequence, and they're just doing this thing to reinforce the fact that everything you do, there's a significance to it. Like, it may be a strategically important decision, but is it the humane decision, for example? And that's definitely something you'll see clearer and clearer down the road as you can kind of decide which way your civilization goes. So because I built the cemetery, this is what happened. The child is not really coping with the loss of their parent, and basically I have no choice but to say he must face his loss. So I lose a little bit of hope for that. Everybody's sad. The reality of the dying is making people sad and so forth. So I can put my people to work over there. Not that that'll do anything really. I have maximum wood. Let's going to be about 8 hours, 7 hours now before my scouts get to their destination in the Frostland. I want to get coal mining done soon. I should have done coal mining. See, now I'm kicking myself because I didn't do something that I probably should have done. But it's almost done, and I'll get to coal mining right away, and I will save my fuel thereby. Sometimes your scouts can find coal too, but they just found more raw food here. Alright. So, perilously located mine. Huh. I'm going to go this way. Something to keep in mind is your scouts move at double speed when they're returning home to your city, because they're kind of motivated to get back. Alright, I'm going to do ceremony. Actually, I'm not anticipating I'm going to have a lot of people die. So I'm going to hold off on ceremonial funerals. I don't have any gravely ill yet. It might be good to be proactive about building the care house. I think I'll just do the fighting arena, and then they're going to want me to build a fighting arena. Surprise, surprise. So fighting arenas, actually, I'll put that right there. And I'm actually going to have this house deconstructed. I'm thinking ahead for a building in the future by destroying that right now. And I'll start research on that coal mine. Is that industry? No, it's resources, isn't it? Nope, yeah. There we go. Oh, I already have the coal mine. Well, then I just need to build it. Alright, I'm going to do more scouts. Not that I can actually do anything with them at the moment, but here we go. Where did I put those extra people? Oh, I put them here gathering coal. No, stop that. I want you to build a coal mine. And that will definitely keep my coal from tanking. Oh yes, steam cores. We've just used our first steam core. Steam cores are a necessary component in advanced technology. We can't manufacture steam cores in the city, so let's hope that our scouts find them during their expeditions. So steam cores are kind of, usually at first, a limited resource. This is my number of steam cores over here, 2. I really need some more steel. Okay, I think the next thing No, not yet. Okay. So I'm researching the steelworks because I'm going to need it in the near future. I'm thinking now. Have those people work there. Is there anybody I can pull from anywhere? Pull you out of here. Put you in here, and I'm just gonna have these guys do a 24-hour shift. It's gonna make them discontent, but it'll raise up my steel. No, get back to work. You're not more special than anybody else. Somebody didn't want to do the 24-hour shift. It's actually not going to amount to a 24-hour shift anyway, because the temperatures are about to drop, and I think it's going to be too cold for my people. And I don't really want them out there in the freezing cold.
On the left, it's getting colder.
It is very cold. You know what? You can keep working. Turn my heaters on, so I'm going to be consuming more.
Work time. Get moving.
1 coal per hour to turn that on. How much does this consume per hour? Let me check my tech. I think it says it in there. Heating, steam hub. Yeah, 3 coal per hour. So it's more cost effective for me to just heat up the individual building here. I'm actually going to pull the people out of there just because, and if there's nobody in there, it's not going to remain heated. So I'm going to pull my people out of there and start getting my people working, because I really just don't need more wood. get my people working in other places. Actually, do I have the extra scouts ability yet? Can't remember if I researched that or was just thinking about researching that. 5 citizens need to be available. Yeah, alright, I can do that. So, 2 days. Alright, how long before the storm? 7 days. Alright, that'll be worth it. I'm just debating which one should he go to. I'm going to go to the rock formation. That seems like it's the closest. No, that's actually closer. We'll go there. Why travel for 2 days when you can travel for 1? Alright. We're about to run out of resources over here, so then I'll just have my people who are working here deconstruct this place and start working in the coal mine. Oop. We have mild frostbite. Alright, which means I gotta start pulling people off. That should be enough steel for a while. I'll max them out over there and raise the heat. So now they'll start generating coal. And I will do another 24-hour shift, get my people mad. I don't know if I should do that, but if I'm gonna raise the heat... No, I won't do the heat research yet. Temperature's gonna drop one more time though. And that means that houses are gonna become pretty cold, so that's in like a day and a half from now. So, what to do? Bunkhouses, there you go. And that'll give me something to do with all my extra wood, although again... Hey, I got some steel over here. Alright, judging by the equipment, it looks like this mine was constructed before the Great Winter, possibly by the first prospectors to explore the area. The general disarray inside the building suggests that they were abandoned abruptly, presumably due to some sort of earthquake. Many valuable resources have been left behind. So I'm getting coal and steel, which are thankfully the ones that I need. And I might as, since these guys are so far out, I might as well push into this windswept snowfield and see what waits me over beyond that. Yeah, people are becoming less and less committed to their work. Perhaps we should at least give them extra rations while they're sweating blood on emergency shifts. I think they deserve that. From now on, emergency shifts will cost food. Hope will rise. Does seem like the humane thing to do, and I'm trying to be humane. Okay, so the gathering post has gathered up all the resources from there. I think I'll just throw my people onto that because there's only 15 left over here. 15 units of steel. And we got some coal over here, so I could build another gathering post over here. People will tend to construct at night, even if they have like occupations in other places. So it's usually a good idea to let them do that work at night. I mean, kind of, you kind of got to balance it out, but make your choices. But alright, I'm going to build a care house because I did deal with my first person with frostbite, and that's usually a sign of conditions degenerating a bit. I'm going to put it over... I would like to keep it near my other medical buildings, but that would put it kind of far from my city center. That's the best, most sensible place to actually put it. So I'll just put it there. So discontent is high, but hope is also high. So I'm in kind of a weird position right now. I don't actually have anybody occupying this building right now either. The care house, though, is for the gravely, gravely ill. Oh! Nope, I got like 5 people. coming in here. So people are complaining about me. They don't like me as their leader right now. It's not particularly good for me, but sucks to be them, I guess. Doing what I gotta do to keep them alive. They don't really see the big picture, and frankly, they are the ones doing the work, so they have reason to be discontent.
Move! Time to get to work.
Alright, that is the bunkhouses. Alright, I am going to do a range upgrade at this point, but you got to be really careful because that stuff will gobble up your coal so fast once you start making your generator do those upgrades. Our research hasn't uncovered anything of value, but we may be able to reach some more promising locations from here. Supply depot, research outpost. So let's see. Research outpost, some sort looms in the distance. It's vague what it'll have there. A rusty shack, nothing more can be seen from this distance. So it's going to be 1 day to travel there, or 1 day to travel there. I think I'm going to go for the research outpost. I don't know if that will have steam cores, but I love stockpiling those things because they're important for building really advanced buildings and for eventually making automatons, which liberate your people from having to do work and are like so crucial to surviving in the later stages of the game. Okay, so I've done the upgrade, but I'm setting it back to a range of 1, just so that I don't go using up my fuel excessively quickly. And it's gonna get colder again, so I will start with the heat, the power upgrade, and I might end up having to use that. Turn it up, which means a lot of coal consumption and risking it shutting off. But with all my extra wood, I might consider building a charcoal kiln, and that will burn wood to make coal, which we can then use. So the new landmark, our search hasn't uncovered anything of value, but we may be able to reach some more promising locations from here. There's a buried hamlet and a snowbound dreadnought. So I've got 6 days. If I could get both of these locations within that 6-day period and get these guys back alive before the storm comes in, that would be great. See some kind of small settlement half buried in snow. So this one probably has people. The description suggests it has people. A land dreadnought stuck in the ice. It's barely visible despite its size. This one probably has power cores. So what do I want more? Power cores or people? I'm going to go for the power cores and then see if I can't get the people and then have them return to the city. And let me do this. Start building some. I'm actually going to build the bunkhouses on the outside. That means I'm pretty much out of steel now. So what if I build steelworks over here? It will destroy resources if I do that. I might just have to deal with it though. There's nowhere else I can build it, right? Nope. Okay, I think I might just have to deal with the fact that I'm going to have to do that. What am I going to have to do for researching the... Yeah, okay. So there's no more steel anywhere else. So that pretty much settles it. So I'm going to have to destroy a couple of trees. Oh well. Life's pain. Let's see. I'll do ceremonial funerals just because it's... I don't know. I might have some people die in the semi-near future. Alright. I gotta go range 2 because people are getting sick and stuff. Yeah, keep that as is. I'm actually maxed out on coal, which is a bit surprising. I'll have them start working on the steel. Yeah, steam cores, the research outpost, and coal. So now we go for the supply depot. Do the sawmill up. Oh, I can't. I don't have enough steel. What about the hothouse? I still don't have enough steel. So right now I'll basically do any research that does not involve steel. Coal thumpers. Why not? Might as well have it as an option. For my steam cores buildings, if I get that random condition that jams up my steam cores, it'll be good to have other non-steam core options for gathering coal. Wow, coal, steel, steam cores at the Snowbound Dreadnought, which makes sense. All of those make sense. So we'll grab that and then have them head to the buried hamlet where I think I'll get my people. Then I'll have them escort the people back. I got 5 days left. Nope. You know what? No. Do this. So it's pretty cold in here, unfortunately.
Get back to work.
But I'll have my people start getting coal. Sorry, steel. And that will open up all kinds of other research, which is exactly what I needed to happen. Alright, a note of thanks. Someone has left a note at the care house that reads, "Thank you. With all the work we have to do, it's so hard for families to properly care for an invalid. Places like this make life a little easier for all of us. Glad I could help. Hope rises."
Night is coming. Put down your tools.
Alright, so I'm gonna go steam level 1 because most everything is pretty warm. The cookhouse yeah, that's a problem. Alright, if I want to have food, I'm gonna have to keep that higher. Should have thought about that, but whatever. There's nobody working there currently, though, which is odd. Can't make food if there's nobody working there. Alright, I'm gonna go to drafting machines so that I can start making more industrialized buildings. Book of Laws. I think I'm gonna go with the extra rations for the ill because I'm a nice guy. Helps people who are sick get better. But I have no food, so I mean, you know, I'm not implementing that now. People are actually getting hungry. 13 of them are. It says starving. Yay, survivors. Alright, escort the survivors to the city. So we'll take them back. This is going to meet, so I got the house situation already, I think, squared away for them, but it's going to be, I'm going to need to have another hunter's hut. Oh, I already have one. I just don't have people in it, which, so like, yeah. Alright, we are warming up, so I can afford to turn this down now. There is a storm on the horizon, meaning at this point I gotta start calling my people back. He's right at the supply depot. He's an hour away, so if your people get caught out in the storm, they will die, and anything with them will be lost. So I got food and wood. And now you're going to start making your way back. So both of my people are going to be back in time. I think I'll just have them start collecting food. Coal depleted. Alright, we're almost out of coal over here. Wow, alright. What am I gonna do here? Deconstruct this. Start working on coal collecting over here. Coal optimization. 10% more efficient. That's probably a good thing right now. Might as well get that one early. And I think I'm going to pull a 24-hour shift over here. And I'm going to put more people in here. No, I'm going to put those extra 2 people over here for collecting food. Heaven knows I'm going to need it for the blizzard. Yeah, that blizzard is going to last for several days, so I need to stock up on food. And I have a bunch of refugees coming over who, you know, they're going to be hungry. So I actually should probably... How do I distribute my people? So, okay, once I get my people back from the scouts back, I can kind of disassemble the scout teams and have them get to work on various tasks here. And I got one coming back in like 5 hours. So.
Move! Time to get to work.
Alright, that did not bring any food back, actually. Here's what I'll do. We will disband them. That gives me 5 extra people. I'm gonna need... Yeah, they're maxed out over there already. Okay. I'll have you guys get to work over here. Oh, that's all the extra citizens, I guess. Okay. Put my engineers in there. And that will mean next rotation we'll have more people getting food. I got 1 extra person who's not really doing anything. So I'll just put him in here. Steam sawmill, steam steelworks, steam coal thumper, gathering post. I'm not going to do that one. Healthcare. That's going to take 9 hours to do. I do not have 9 hours, so it's also 9 hours. So by 9 hours, people will start going hunting. Maybe even a little before then. But if I do this now, by the time they come back, it will affect the amount of food I get. So I'm going to research that now. Oh, let's see. Triage. Do triage. We'll be able to dedicate all our efforts to healing those who can recover quickly at the cost of sacrificing. Oh, yeah, that's kind of an emergency. That's a dirty one, but...
Hear me. New law in the city.
Notice what it did to my discontent and hope. My discontent is now higher than my hope. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Pulling... Oh, I can't do another 24-hour shift. Too bad. So I think what I'm going to do is build a steam hub here. That way they can be... I hope it will keep this place warm enough so that they can mine even with the blizzard, because it's about to hit. So with the blizzard about to hit, I'm going to start pulling all my people out of these buildings so that they don't freeze. Because we won't be, I'm pretty sure we won't be able to keep it warm enough. Maybe this one. Maybe, you know what? What if I built another steamwork in between? Nope, it's one or the other. It's just not close enough. So I would have to have two of them operating at the same time. Okay. Get people working on bunkhouses. Oh shoot, 5. I lost my people! No! Oh, I lost my expedition people. They would have had a lot of resources too. That's not good.
Bundle up. It's getting colder.
Alright. That's painful. I hate when that happens. Uh-oh. Alright, we are barely warm enough to keep operating here. Okay. Well, you guys come back. Oh, we're too cold. Alright, we can do that. Well, that means we're using tons of coal. So what I'm going to do, build another coal mine over here. I'm going to have to build a steam hub too. Oh, I don't have enough wood. Never mind. See, now I'm in a tight spot here. So I got to survive like 2 days. Or a day and a half. I got this legitimately as hot as it can be, and it's still not warm enough for them. Alright, I'll do healthcare installation. That might warm up these buildings enough. But people are going to start dying right and left.
Work day ends. It's off time.
Mind you, this is medium level difficulty. And I'm about to run out of coal. Ugh. I can't do this because I don't have the food rations. Ah, you people screwed me over. Well, that's it. Probably keep this game going until I think I probably will end up failing. Alright.
Get to work. Move.
People are dying. My population started the game at 80. It's now 50. Alright. So you gotta reactivate the heat in all of these buildings because the steam shut off. I don't have the resources for that. Something to be said for racing. Oh, generator just went down again. Can't research. I'll let my people fight each other.
New law. A new law has passed.
Storm is almost over.
Time to rest, folks. Work's out today.
Yeah. This is terrible. Alright, start the steam core. I can't do an emergency shift because I did the food ration thing. I see. Okay. Alright, that was not a good storm. I lost over half my population. So my prognosis is basically not really good. And I can tell you right now, I'm probably already going to fail. I might be able to pull a miracle, but I think I'm going to consider this. Oh yeah, my steam cores are seizing up. Yeah, maybe I'll just keep playing this to the end. I don't know. Alright, I think I'll give it a try. Though rightfully, I should, you know, be... I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna really make it on this one, so... And I guess I still got people dying. Alright, so yeah. I'll turn this guy off. Save some coal. Well, that was a gutting experience. I'm gonna build a flying hunters because that would mean basically I can have fewer people gathering for food, and I'll get more food. So as a whole, it'll be a better situation. You need to, yeah, get to work.
Gather your tools. The shift is ending.
Alright, I'm pulling a 24-hour shift on that so that my people keep gathering coal. Oh, I can't keep the heating on. I can't research because I don't have enough resources. Ooh. I can't build the Hunter's Fortress because I don't have enough steel. Whoa. Oh, I still have 95 people. I'm counting my population wrong here. I did not lose half my people. I misunderstood that. Sorry, clearly it's been a while since I played this. I had 36 people available is what that meant. Not half my population dead. Okay. Who cares? Except that you'll want me to build a public house now.
Everyone, new law is signed.
Why am I... Oh, it's because of the steam core situation. That's right. Alright, so I need to build... a coal thumper and... I guess I could build that over here. I'm going to have to actually rebuild... gathering post. I did not think about that. So get out of there. And that is not steam powered. We're good there. And this is not steam powered, so we're good there.
Night is coming. Put down your tools.
I won't address this right now. I can't really deal with it. I think I'm gonna be ousted. Yes, I know the heating is off. Alright. So this is a pretty desperate situation. And that's pretty... I don't need there to be any people in there. Although... I will do this. I will max them out. Oh, just what I needed. Okay. Okay.
Work time. Get back to
Have
work.
you folks get to work gathering coal? Another person died. I'll raise the steam level. I think we're in business now. Phew. Why do I have people here?
Time to rest.
Get out of there.
Works out today.
Yay, moon. Well, it's not going to be any use without the public house built. I can't serve moonshine. Alright. I really need that hunter hangar more than I think I need the pub. So I don't have the food to do it. Oh shoot. Core's about to go out. Oh my gosh. Look at my coal.
Time to earn your bread.
Not good. Alright. You guys are back, so I'm gonna put you, at least as many of you as I can, into this. That way we're rolling. Oh yeah, that's definitely not a priority right now. It's just a feature in the game where you can explore the dreadnoughts and find artifacts from your past. It's not really that important to me, so because I'm like really just trying to survive right now. Another person died. Another person died. Dropping like flies. Another person died.
Coming. Put down your tools.
Yeah, I know the people are hungry, but you're all just maniacs for food. Alright, I'm gonna build another gathering post here because I need it a lot. I have no food. Oh yeah, that would be a problem, by the way. Let me just pull my people out of here and have you go in here. Actually, I will redistribute this too, so that they're all in here. So that when the day starts, they'll start gathering coal immediately. Oh, come on! Alright.
Time to get to work.
Yeah, I can tell you I'm already doomed for failure. So I'll start that hangar. Mostly just because I can. I'm nowhere near building prosthetics. I haven't even built a factory. People still dying. I will tell you right now, I'm actually not too motivated to win this. Anyway, because I have to end this video semi-soon, so I'm more or less going through the motions, but I'm trying to see if I can show you guys what happens if you get your people really discontent. So I'm going to fail on this public house purposefully. Alright, now I'm really screwed. So we'll start doing this. But this is going to make my coal get consumed really fast. So this is really just a temporary measure that will inevitably result in doom. I don't know why that. Yeah, this is bad.
Gather your tools. The shift is ending.
Yeah, not really addressing that right now. Oh well. So obviously the game provides you with a real serious challenge. Like, it's not just a walk in the park, even on medium level difficulty. And each map tends to have different specific challenges and little, strategies for what you balance, what you pursue first as far as research and resource gathering and handling all that kind of stuff. Discontent's about to max out over here, I think.
Get going.
Oh!
Time to earn your bread.
The hazard, the problem, the obstacle that I was facing where I could not use, or could not efficiently use steam core buildings has now passed. So why is this not turning on? Oh, because the steam core is not on. Duh. My people are just dying. Now my population is like 60. So I had, I think, a number of people that I got. I forget how many was it, 30? Put me, I think, around 100, a little over. And now I've lost like almost half my population. So the people are furious. Sir, people are extremely discontent with your rule. A revolt could break out against you at any minute. What should we do? We must hold on for a couple more days. So you will have 2 days to lower discontent. Alright, so at this point, I will go with the... I'll cover this real quick before my game ends. You can go one of two paths. The religious path, or kind of an Orwellian police state path. especially given the current situation, I would imagine seeing myself going the police state path. Let's see what we can show you for. So, I need steel to do this. Just throw my people in there. I don't really care. Just I want to show you the building. So we'll build the watchtower, which is kind of, surprise, surprise, a way that you can watch over your people. Okay, well, discontent has fallen somewhat. Actually, I think I beat that 2-day. Yeah, I did. Because it warmed up so much. I beat that horrible, horrible 2-day condition, but I have only 50 people left. So, I mean, still doomed. I got one person working the coal mine. So I'm now, like, pulling people from critical positions. However, that means not as much food is being consumed. So I guess there's a bright side to this. Max that out. I already got so many people dying. And these facilities are not working. So let me try this. Put the heat on for you. Put the heat on for you. Max out the people here. Put somebody in there. See what happens.
Finish your labors, people.
What do
The
I
work
need?
day is up.
Yeah, I'll keep that as is. And I ran out of fuel again. So this is just, you know, the slow decline, and I probably could have saved myself if I'd done it at the right time, or if I'd really gone the right. I mean, it is absolutely beatable. It's just been that I haven't played this in months and months and months. But that's kind of the appeal. Put it down, put the game down for a while, pick it up again. I've already put 63 hours into it since I owned it. Well, probably like closer to 65 now, but it can be fun to play. So, you know, I'll just let my slow decline continue here. I don't know which is going to happen first. Will the 2 days
Time to get to work.
elapse, or will the people all die? And we're gonna find out which happens first. So I built a watchtower. Do the morning gathering. I might as well put a few people in here. They keep other people in check, basically, and watch over them and lower discontent in the region. People die in the street. Captain, an angry crowd has gathered to protest against the deplorable state of our healthcare. Many of our people have been ill for a long time with no help in sight. They demand a new place of treatment. I am not opening an infirmary. You wolves, you get to die like me, because I know you're going to send me out into the frost, so screw your healthcare. As I sit up in my tower, laughing like a maniac. Oh, look at that. There's a storm on the horizon. That's awesome. So even if I did manage to lower the discontent, or raise their hope, actually, is I think the real crux of the problem here, there would just be no way I'd survive this run. It's getting colder. Alright, turn this on. I'll just pretend like I care. We don't need more iron, we need more coal. We don't need more food, we need more coal. We do need someone in there. Wow, it's just not warm enough. Even with the So there are technologies that you can research to obviously get the steam core hotter and hotter, but it means it burns more and more fuel. Oh, wonderful. They saved a child. He'll just die later from the cold. How morbid.
Time to rest.
And the generator's off again. Oops, sorry guys. I was just, whatever. You can eat raw food though. That's okay. You don't need the cookhouse to work. Watchtower's not built. My people are angry. The slow decline. Screw your healthcare. It's not working anyway. So something I could have done is I could have researched charcoal kilns, and with all that extra wood I had, I could have used that to generate coal. That would have been a viable strategy. Let's see. I could have probably... So I didn't catch this earlier. The effect that caused my steam core buildings, which included my mining coal mine, I didn't catch that sooner, so it was working at like 10% capacity. So I had like 10 people working in there getting just the tiniest return in coal because of that effect, where the steam cores were not functioning properly. So I did end up building the coal thumpers, but not soon enough. So it sort of... That was something that might have at least helped. Alright, your time has come. Uh-oh. So not all the people died first. And that's me. I am exiled from my disaster. They are sending me to die in the cold. You are banished. A band of grim men escorts you under the generator. The waiting crowd is silent. People observe you as you pass, their faces blank, as though they were watching snowfall. You are summarily judged and spared the death sentence in recognition of your efforts, but you are banished from the city instead. I did my best. Legitimately, though, when you actually invest yourself, really try, and then you just fail, it's... I remember the first time I did it, that was all I could say. Like, I did my best with what I knew to do, and it was a little heart-wrenching. So, putting myself in the position of somebody in that role, it's thought-provoking. And as you will pursue the religious adaptation tree, or the religious, culture, or the Orwellian culture, that is even further highlighted. So that is food for thought. If you like the look of the game, consider purchasing it. I hope this helped you make your decision. Have a nice day, and thanks for watching.